Welcome back, everybody. We are live at the Minnesota Zoo, giving you your first look at the second annual Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. We'll have more on what goes behind making this spectacular a little bit later. But first, there are all sorts of animals here at the Minnesota Zoo. Some are big, some are really small. Kendall checked out some really creepy crawlers. And look at her face. Look at this.
We're going to touch some really creepy bugs from what I understand, right, Bridget?
Right. A lot of people think they're creepy. Hopefully, after we get to know them today,
okay,
we'll learn to love them.
Okay, and people who come to the zoo can do this. It's Close Encounters. That's what they are.
That's right. Yep, you can find us all over the zoo.
Okay, so I just want to point out also Jason is nowhere to be found, literally nowhere to be found for the creepy, crawly critters part. Don't worry, I got this.
We'll start with the 6 legs, if that works for you.
Okay.
We are going to be meeting first a Madagascar hissing cockroach. So we can tell that this one's a male because he's got these little bumps. You can kind of see they actually use those. They love to butt heads. They like to see who's the bigger, tougher cockroach.
Oh, almost like a moose with their antlers.
Exactly.
Okay,
yep.
cool.
They're going to square off. And all cockroaches hiss, but the males have 3 different hisses. There's the back off hiss that all roaches use if a predator is getting too close. But these guys have a hiss they're going to do right before they're going to square off. They're going to do that kind of sizing the other roach up hiss.
What does that sound like?
Well, if you speak roach, I'm sure you can tell the difference. I don't really know, but apparently if you're a roach, each hiss you can totally tell. But the 3rd hiss is the attracting the ladies hiss. So there's a special hiss they're just going to use when there's a female roach around to try to get their attention.
You gonna hiss at me, bro? The moose already tried to show off for me, so.
Oh, that was me. I'm going to get that special hiss today.
Can I touch it?
Absolutely. You can go right on his back there. Being a master of camouflage right now, but he is coming on out here. So staying in Africa, we are meeting a giant African millipede.
That looks so fake.
Right? Wait till the legs start moving. It's pretty wild here once he gets going. So these guys, they're not going to be out on the island though. They're going to be mainland Africa. They're in the rainforest in the central part. And really, if you go out in your garden and look, you're probably going to find his smaller cousin, and they're going to look really similar. This guy's just...
You are just letting that thing crawl on up your arm. Just letting it go.
Well, here's the nice thing. This guy got a lot of legs, but there's a huge difference between millipedes and centipedes. Millipedes like this guy, this is about top speed, so at least I know he's not going to be sneaking any faster than this up my arm. They've got twice the amount of legs of centipedes, so nobody has 100 legs, nobody has 1,000 legs like Millie and Senji. Yeah, it's these guys are going to top out at about 400 legs.
Can I touch this?
Oh, absolutely. If you're feeling really brave, you can have it on you.
For real?
If you like. Oh, yeah. There's nothing quite like the feeling of a few hundred legs on your hand. No venom, no fangs like the centipede.
I probably should have asked that.
You're totally safe. They can make a pretty gross liquid that's going to taste super bad, so all they're really trying to do is just make sure that they don't taste good enough for anyone to even consider them a good meal option.
Bridget, I don't even know what you just said. This is the weirdest feeling ever.
Velcro a little bit, right? Like moving Velcro.
It's so weird.
You're doing an awesome job for your first time holding a millipede.
Can you eat these? Survivalist level?
I wouldn't advise it. I think I'd look for another option. In fact, some millipedes, lemurs will actually use them as other pest repellents. So they'll bite them, they'll rub them on their bodies because
they smell so bad.
It's so bad, it's so foul that no bugs are gonna bother them either. So I would definitely look for other options before you seek out a millipede.
Nature's bug spray.
Last but not least, we have Morticia.
What a great name.
Right, and Morticia is a Chilean rose hair tarantula. Tarantulas are actually, like most spiders, really shy. Anything bigger than they are, their first goal is to take off running. But if you want to hold your hand out, we'll see if she wants to crawl, if you're feeling really, really brave. Now, tarantulas, for how big and how intimidating they are kind of fragile. So we are always kind of really careful, letting her choose, and she might just give you this little love tap there.
I really did want to hold the tarantula.
Yeah, a lot of the organs are in
Eric,
there.
there's a turtle coming after us.
You're interrupting.
I feel like a Disney princess. Like I sang to the animals and they all came.
There you go.
I can't do anything better than that. It's a wrap. Interrupted by a tourist.
Yeah, they come to you until you talk about eating them. Did you really ask the zoo person if you can eat the millipede?
Okay, so I'm really into survivalist shows because you never know when you're going to need to know these things. And like, what if I'm in the middle of a desert in Africa and that's the only thing I see? Can I eat it? What? It could happen.